So let me start off by saying Happy Black History Month. I'm hoping this video will start a trend for this month. And that trend should be about ordinary people that's doing extraordinary things in their community to uplift the Black community. From those that are working for youth, helping the homeless, etc. That this trend be about how Black people who are doing ordinary things, ordinary people, Black people who are ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And oftentimes we don't get an opportunity to get that representation. But it's so important during this Black History Month that all of those unsold heroes out there that's doing what they can to enhance the quality of life of that Black community be recognized. Like no other time in history, in recent histories, has all of the gains that Black people have achieved been threatened. Starting with the removal of DEI at the federal and state government and corporations that were critical to funding African-American population, our African-American cause, all of a sudden disappeared. Even with this threat, we have, as Black people, always been able to weather the storm. We know how to create lemon out of lemonade, and that's what Black history had taught us. It learned us how to flip the hand when we've been dealt a bad hand. We're used to making nothing out of something. So this Black History Month is so very, very important. And I'm hoping to start a trend that people can start to post what they're doing in their Black community to make a difference. So my name is Michael Brander, and I created the Center for Nonprofit and Community Development in 2011 to provide technical assistance specifically to small African American nonprofits that are trying to make a difference in their community. As you know, probably about 3 out of 10 nonprofits survive from year 1 to year 4. A lot of nonprofits, Black nonprofits, they're doing good things. A lot of them, according to Forbes research, these nonprofits fail within the first 12 months. So my contribution back to Black history was to create the Center for Nonprofit and Community Development to leverage the playing field, because we have to learn how to make something out of nothing. And knowledge is power. The more power that the average grassroots nonprofit that's doing work in these African American communities with little or no support, the more knowledge they got on how to turn the table and become fundable by way of infrastructure and capacity building, the more we can make those changes in our community. Some of the ways that the Center for Nonprofit and Community Development does this again, is provide technical assistance from any type of training to how to start a nonprofit, to how to put together a strategic plan to transform disenfranchised community by creating an empowerment element called the community to create the vision, the mission, and the implementation of that plan. To how to do a business plan for African American businesses, definitely that are just getting started, those that are in disenfranchised communities. And that list in terms of technical assistance goes on over 15. And I've done this and do this in over 20 states in the United States. Most of my training is by way of virtual training. So I can actually provide a training to an individual any place, anytime in the world. I believe when I think about me as a Black person, I go back to the rapper Kodak Black when he said, "I'm created with a different cloth, from a different cloth." In other words, self-made. I came from one of the most distressed, poor, disenfranchised community in the United States, the Sandtown community of West Baltimore. And as a child growing up, seeing all of the ills of a disenfranchised community, growing up and believing that one day I can make a change in that neighborhood. When I think about Black history and I think about all of those that have impacted me, of course, my family, my mother in particular, Malcolm X and Dr. King are two other people that really heavily influenced me and installed in me that sense of community commitment. There are people around the nation that I've met, from grassroots organizations and beyond, that wants to make a difference in their neighborhoods. I've met so many people. Some people I agree with and some people I disagree with in terms of their methodology. But what I do agree is that at least they part of trying to make a change in their neighborhoods. My hat goes off to all of those what is the term I'm trying to, unsung heroes that's fighting in your neighborhoods. Because truly, you are about what Black history is all about. Don't forget, share this post, but more importantly, share your story. Let's flood the internet from now until the end of Black History Month, showing our story from around the country. Oftentimes, you only hear about those who are doing the big things, but never about the ones that are doing the small things that create the big things. So again, happy Black History Month, and understand that you can and you must make a difference. What's behind my philosophy when it comes to, and again, I started the Center for Nonprofit and Community Development, and the striving foundation behind that, and the principles that lead it, is those 7 principles of Kwanzaa. And everything that we do, it gravitates back to one of those principles. In all of the communities that I've worked with throughout the country, But one thing I know that's consistent is that people are standing up and getting active. I want to say this to anybody that's out there that's not active in terms of making the changes in our Black communities, because no one is coming to help us. Not only have we seen it in the past, but in the recent attacks on all of those gains that we've made, all those gains that we made as a Black people. If we don't see that only us can help us, and that has to come from within the community, from the neighborhood to the community and beyond. We all have to engage in this thing that we call change in the poor community. Happy Black History Month again, and make every day a Black history opportunity. If you've done anything or doing anything in your community, jump on and say hashtag Black History, hashtag I'm doing the do, hashtag weekend, hashtag let's do this.